Hi, my name is Jim Burns. I'm married to my wife Lisa of over 15 years. We have two children, Alex who's 12, Christopher who's 10. I think one of the unique things is we've been coming to this church now for over 7 years, and we were definitely very excited to go on the Uganda missions trip together. I work for Sanofi Pasteur. I'm in the pharmaceutical industry, which is the largest vaccine manufacturer in the world. Some of my big hobbies are I love foreign travel. It's one thing that really appeals to me. I love history, and what's great, those two things really have a tendency to mirror each other. And I'm a huge sports fan. Any kind of sports, it doesn't matter, and generally root for the underdog. I think one of the unique things that this particular Uganda trip offered was a chance to actually go through CTV. My wife really does have a heart for missions. She has been on multiple mission trips across different countries, here in the United States, Mexico, you name it. But she really had a calling to go to Africa. I think one of the things that I was really excited about was this particular opportunity. I think the biggest fear that I had were my kids, knowing that I was going to be so far away and, God forbid what happened if there was an emergency back home, what would we do? So once we felt comfortable and that our kids' situation was taken care of, there really wasn't anything left on the table that had any reason for caution whatsoever. I think one of the things that I really enjoyed on the trip was the change in scenery. I think the fact that when you go to this place, there's such beauty that's out there. You look and everywhere is just this amazing view or vista. It's something unique that you've never seen before. But coupled with that, we needed to make about a 35, 40-mile trip that ended up taking well over almost 4 hours over bumpy roads, in and out of traffic. So the whole dynamic of this trip is just something that, while you look back on it and say, wow, that ride might have been terrible, but when you're in the moment of that, you're just sucking everything in, and it's just this incredible experience when you're in Uganda. It didn't really matter what you were doing, whether it was working, climbing, cleaning, meeting the kids, doing some of the unique things, whether you were on the Nile River. Who gets to really go on the Nile River? Whether you're on an African safari, or for me, my particular little favorite was jumping off a 10-meter high dive. The whole experience when you're there, it's just, you take it all in, and everything that you do is an activity, and if you go there with an open mind, you really do enjoy every single activity that you do. I think one unique opportunity that my wife and I had is we were able to meet our compassion child one of the days that we were there. And not only was this an incredible experience for us, but it just so happened that our compassion child was from Uganda. And when we were able to talk and meet with her, one of the things that I found very unique was she had really never left her village. So can you imagine, this little girl going on this monster adventure at 8 or 9 years old, never left the village, to all of a sudden go in, have this huge bus ride, go to the big city like Kampala and see the capital of her country. I think the overall experience was just an amazing thing, knowing that part of it was there. When I look back on that trip, I think I have had the privilege to go to a place like Guatemala when I was 27 years old. And it was for my wife's cousin's wedding at the time. So it was really the first time that I had ever left the comfort of the United States. And I think the one thing that I saw in Guatemala that was extremely similar in Uganda is that there really is some poverty. It does open your eyes. What it really does do is to sit there and say, hey, we have it so good here in the United States. We are so blessed. It really does call you to do more, not only with your time, but with your talents and your treasure. Let's face it. So I think, if somebody's scared to thinking about, oh my gosh, I'm so far away, Uganda was, second language was English. So, very different from other countries that are out there. There was no fear of not being able to communicate. It's always interesting to learn a unique culture and country, and changing that perspective of the United States focus, where it's go, 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 grab as much as you can, make as much money as you can, get as far ahead as you can. I think the overall experience of traveling and going on a missions trip to Africa really helps level set what reality should be and what a true reality is, maybe than other just an American reality. And I think the last thing that really surprised me is the majority of people really have a good heart, and they really care that you're there. They want you to be there, and they're very happy that you're there. So I think that's the part of level setting, that there really are good people all over this world, and we just happen to be super blessed to be in America and have much more opportunity than anybody else in the world. What's amazing about a mission trip, whether you give your money, whether you go, it absolutely does change you for the good. Don't be afraid. I can honestly say when I was in Uganda, I did not feel scared. Are there dangerous things around? Could you get hurt? You can get hurt crossing the street. I could get hurt driving home today. Just do it. The Lord has a tendency to provide when you're on these things. So have your Nike moment and just do it. This is one of the most humbling experiences that you'll ever have as part of your church family.